Hi everyone, my name is Ashish Kumar Jha. In the previous video, you studied about how for loop works, how while loop work, how do while loop work, what is pre-increment, what is post-increment. Now today we are going to study about the switch statement. So it is one of the most used thing that in our core Java. So we'll try to understand via diagram, then we'll look into the code to understand the working of it. Okay, so without wasting any time, we'll start with the explanation of what is switch statement. So it is basically a multi-branch. So you on the basis of your condition, some branch of it is going to execute. For example, you can assume like you have a tree. That tree have 10 to 12 branches, but if you want to go on a branch A, so you know that I am going to call that specific branch, so I should get the value from that specific branch. So there are multiple branch available, but you will be getting value from the branch that you are passing or the condition you are passing. So it's basically a case which work on the condition, and on that specific condition, whatever is a code set of snippet of code you have written, so you are going to get the value according to it. Okay, we'll start with this diagram. So what this diagram tells us, so if I'll pass a value from here, what it will do, it will first find that which is the perfect or corresponding case is related to the value that we are passing. For example, it is written one, assume for a apple A, right? So first case is A, second is B, and third is C, right? If you want to write, you can write here A. The second one here is B, and this is the default one. I will explain what is default. So suppose you have passed A. So if this piece of code is A, then it should be redirected to this case, the first case that is present here. If it is B, then it should be redirected to the second case that is present here, right? But suppose there is a scenario that since an end user does not know what are the values it can take, like if it is A to Z, suppose if I'll pass A, B, C as a single string, then should it be working? The answer is no, because if there is no case given to that, so we are not going to get a specific output from that branches, but we have one thing called default. So what default tell us, either your condition match, or if your condition match, then it is good to go. If not match, then at least we are going to show this that this is the condition that you have passed is not working, or any specific statement that you can pass, right? So for example, as we were discussing, that if you pass A, it will go to this condition. If you pass B, it will go to this condition. But in some case, if I'll pass A, B, C, since there is no condition for A, B, C, we have only condition for A and B. So in this case, it will be going to the default, where whatever code you were written, it is going to return. Same, the way of writing is, you start writing switch, then you will pass expression. That expression is basically a value that you are passing, and this case is a kind of prefix which denotes that the next value we are writing after the case is the value of expression. So we have passed x here, so treat this x as this A, B, and x, y, z, whatever you are passing. So if we'll pass A, if we'll pass the value, it matches this, then this code is going to execute, and it is going to break this switch statement. If it is matches with B, then we'll go for the B, and it will exit from that. If there is neither A nor B, then in that case we are going to use the default statement. So I hope I was able to make clear this diagram and the way of writing expression. So we'll move to the sample code, that how it is working, right? So for this, I have created a small example. So just treat it that I have a character A, right? Character, what I am doing, I am passing a character that corresponding to a value A, right? So I have passed this statement in switch. So what is the basic requirement? If I'll pass A, then it should be returning me apple. If I'll pass B, it should be returning me boss, and if I'll pass C, it will be returning me a code, right? So what I will do, I will this is X, I have passed A, let me run this. So the assumption should be, it should be printing apple, right? So it is working like expected. So what we'll do, we'll try to change the parameters. We'll try with B. So from this input, we should be getting the output as boss. So we are getting the boss, right? But assume what will happen if I'll pass A, B, C, right? Since, or just not ABC, just assume of X, right? or z, any value which is not present in the case. So just think of it, pause the video, think of it, what should be the output, as we have discussed one concept while explaining the diagram. Let me run this now. Since there is no error, neither compilation error nor any error, but what we got, we didn't get any output. Why? Because there is no value corresponding to this case. Now what we can do, if we'll write default, and if I'll paste this statement here, just let me paste this, just let me indent it correctly. Yes, okay. So now in this case, earlier we don't have any default case, now we have default case. So if I'll pass z, the assumption should be it should be returning me a default, right? So what you understand from this, if whatever condition or parameter you have passed is matching to the any corresponding case that you have written, then it is good to execute that. If not, then the value present in default is going to be executed. One thing, that here whatever you are using, switch is a keyword, case is a keyword, break is a keyword. So break basically tells, so if you have find your case, then there is no need to check for the other. Suppose you have 50 cases, you have find your case in 10th index, then no need to check that remaining 41, right? So whenever you find, just break from there and exit the switch statement. So if I'll pass, I have given you sample of A, B and C. If you pass a wrong value, you have seen we will get a code that is present in the default. So hope I was able to explain this. This is this code sample. You can take screenshot, you can try writing by yourself. The more you write, the more you learn. Instead of spending more time on videos, spend 40% time on videos and 60% time trying the code that you are getting from this video. So that is pretty much from this. Thank you so much.